Hello and welcome back to another FPL video. So game week 27 is now done and dusted finally, and it does look like those of us who wildcarded in game week 26, it looks like that plan is so far really paying off. Game week 26 obviously didn't go well for all his wildcards, but game week 27 has really smashed it, absolutely smashed it. The Brighton Brentford triple up has worked out beautifully, so far it looks like the wildcard plan is going to be working nicely. So in this video, obviously, we're going to go through how I got on in game week 27, and then obviously game week 28, which starts up tomorrow night with the Newcastle Forest game. So obviously not much time to plan, but we'll go through my team selection, or the plan for my team selection for game week 28. So then let's go through how I got on then in game week 27. You can already see it on the screen. I scored 102 points this game week. I was absolutely buzzing with that, absolutely buzzing. Obviously, it could have been even better if I started Odegaard and Zinchenko instead of Saka and Rashford. But it is what it is. I can't really complain. I got over 100 points. Both times I've used my wildcard this season. The game week after, I've scored over 100 points on both occasions. So clearly, my wildcard plans have worked out this season. Really happy with that. And I got a nice green arrow. I'm back in the top 20k. First time since like game week 15. So really happy with that. So let's go through the team then. Goalkeepers. Kepa, I put him on my bench, should I say, because obviously he didn't have a double game week. They did concede, thankfully, to Leicester, so he only got 3 points. He got a bonus save, so he got the extra point. Not to worry, because Raya got me 9 points. Was a little worried though last night, because obviously I weren't expecting Brentford to lose to Everton. I thought they'd win 1-0 at least, or get a draw 0-0. I weren't expecting to lose. They did, so a lot was riding on this Southampton game. Thankfully, they managed to control the game and they won comfortably 2-0. So happy with those 9 points from Raya. Same with Henry, really. 8 points, pretty much the same. Obviously, Raya got a save point, so that's obviously the difference there. So yeah, Raya 9, Henry 8. Can't really complain. Obviously, it would have been better or nicer if they both got 2 clean sheets, but yeah, clean sheet against Southampton, definitely take that out from Henry, so happy with that, especially when he's only 4.5 million. Kieran Trippier, I mean, I did think Newcastle could have kept a clean sheet, but you know, he got an assist, didn't he? He's an assist machine. The guy's a machine. So 5 points for Trippier. I mean, obviously, if I had Zinchenko, I would have had 1 extra point, but it is what it is, isn't it? And then my last defender there, Voutman. I've had him for 2 game weeks now, and he scored a total of 19 points. Obviously, that's 3 games technically, but 19 points. He's been sensational, really. Been really lucky with him, to be fair. I wasn't expecting him to play, to be honest, last night after what happened in the other game when he scored. Can't remember, was it West Ham that game? So yeah, I was a bit worried, but he did start both games in the double game week, so got lucky there, especially because again, Brighton, they didn't win against Leeds, but to concede 2 goals, I weren't really expecting that, to be honest. I thought Leeds was going to struggle to score. I think Bamford's been off all season, really, so I weren't expecting 2 goals to go past them. So again, same with Brentford, really. I was worried last night for Brighton. Crystal Palace, they are a bit terrible, to be honest, up front. They rely too much on 3 of their players, so I was expecting maybe a clean sheet for Brighton, but I wasn't confident, obviously, after the Leeds game. So thankfully, they got the clean sheet. It would have been a bit nicer if he managed to get some bonus points like Eshbininan did for him, but it is what it is, I guess. Midfielders, I mean, I spoke about Odegaard. Obviously, he got the goal, one of the goals for Arsenal. He was going to be started in my team. He was going to start, but then he said he had an illness, and I was like, oh, I just can't be bothered with the faff. So I started Saka instead, and I lost 4 points out of that. 4 points because he had a pretend illness. Bit annoying that was. So yeah, Saka only got 3 points. He's not going to score every game. Same with Rashford, only got 3 points. Not going to score every game. So I can't really complain. Both of them have been brilliant this season. I've not really had Saka this season, but I've had Rashford a lot, and he's been brilliant. But obviously Saka's been smashing the points as well. So they're both going to have an off game here and there. So, you know, it is what it is, as I keep saying. And then my other two midfielders, my Brighton midfielders, look at that. 10 points for McAllister, 12 points for Matoma. McAllister scored in the first game against Leeds. Didn't get any bonus points, which was a bit of a shame. But thankfully he did score. Anybody who had any Brighton midfielders, obviously it was between them two in March. All three of them got a goal in this double game week. So it really didn't matter really who you went for. It was that you got 10 points if you had McAllister, 11 points if you had March, and 12 points if you had Matoma. Pretty much. That's how close it was. That is brilliant, to be fair. But yeah, absolutely happy with the 10 points. I was hoping, because he had a few good chances against Crystal Palace, that he could get another goal. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and we just walked away with the 10 points from McAllister because he is my differential player in that midfield. And then Matoma, 12 points. I mean, this guy is brilliant, man. He's absolutely brilliant. Great performance again last night. Another assist. I mean, obviously there's been a lot of talk about March's goal not going down as March's goal as an own goal. People moan that they didn't get that goal. Well, I would have had the assist from Matoma, so that would have been another assist from Matoma. But, you know, you can't get assists. You can't get your own way all the time. I might have repeated myself twice then. But, yeah. So I got 2 assists for there, Matoma. Got some bonus points in there as well, I think. So yeah, 12 points from Matoma. Absolutely smashed it, they did. Happy with that. And then finally my strikers. It's been a long time coming, but all 3 of my strikers scored in a game week. Erling Haaland got the 1 goal, which compared to what he got in the Champions League is nothing really, where he scored 5. So it would have been nice for that, but yeah, he got the 1 goal, 6 points for Haaland. Harry Kane, which didn't take me back because I was expecting, obviously, Spurs to win that game against Forest. This is the reason why I put Harry Kane in my team for this Forest game, because I did think he was going to score. He scored 2 goals, and then obviously, if we go on to Tony as well, I thought Tony was going to score against Everton. So you got Tony blanking against Everton, and then you got Kane scoring 2 goals. It really was like clenching your bum for that whole game for Brentford against Southampton. You're praying to God that Tony outscores Kane, because I know people out there who did captain Kane, so in the end it wouldn't have mattered, thankfully. So obviously Kane got 2 goals, and Tony, he got a goal, and right in the last minute he got a nice assist. Obviously he did get a yellow card, which is a little frustrating. If he didn't get that yellow card, he would have scored more points than Kane, and it would have been the perfect captain. But either way, he managed to get a goal, an assist, 13 points overall, so he got 3 bonus points as well as. So in the end, he ended up with 26 points for me. Brilliant. Overall, really happy with that. Obviously, you can nick and pick on a couple of players, but I'll definitely take 102 points there. So now it's time to look at our teams for Game Week 28. Now, this is what my team currently looks like ahead of Game Week 28. So as you can see, I've got the 3 Brighton players, Erling Haaland and Marcus Rashford, all blanking in this game week. So that leaves me with just 9 players to play with. But I do have 2 free transfers. Now, this is a tough one because who am I going to take out? Now, I know people out there on about Haaland, maybe for like a Watkins or somebody. Maybe take out Rashford. Could I go for like a Maddison? Or do I take out one of my Brighton players? This is really tough because all 5 of them are not must-haves, but obviously the Brighton midfielders, those 2 are great, and obviously Haaland's unstoppable, and Rashford's in the form of his career. So far from the looks of it, Veltman's my favourite player to go for this game week, which obviously I've just said how he's got 19 points in 2 game weeks. So that's going to be a tough one to get rid of as well, but he's definitely the favourite to get rid of. But I do have 2 free transfers to look at. So I've done a couple of options of what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to have to decide on the deadline because there's only a short amount of time, and realistically anything could change. So this is what I'm thinking really for Game Week 28, aka tomorrow. So this is my plan. So I've made 1 free transfer, and it's Veltman out, Chilwell in. Now, it's either going to be Chilwell or Reece James. If I find out Reece James is starting at the weekend, I'm going to go for Reece James ahead of Chilwell. It's 50-50 really between them. It doesn't really matter, I think, who you pick. I think they'll both do well, but I just fancy Reece James a little bit more. And obviously, you've got this international break after this fixture, and if Gareth Southgate doesn't pick him, then he's got a nice break afterwards as well. So that's why I'm leaning towards Reece James if he starts. But anyway, putting a Chelsea player in will give me 10 players for this game week. I've decided instead of using my second one to get another player in to make it 11, my plan is more for game week 29, which is obviously the big double game week. So far, I think I have about 10 players that will be doubling for game week 29. And then what I'm planning on doing is something a little bit crazier or a bit more mental. It could easily change, and take out 2 Arsenal players in 29, providing that Tony doesn't do something stupid and get a yellow card against Leicester. So then I can take out 2 Arsenal players. Which ones I'm not 100% certain on, but plan is then to put 2 players in that are doubling, so that will then give me 12 players double game week, or in a double game week. So then my plan would be to just keep Haaland, because I just think he's untouchable really. Harry Kane, he just always seems to get a goal. So those 2 are the main 2 really, and then obviously one of the Arsenal players will be staying in my team. Which one? But that could also change. We'll have to see. But yeah, so this is how my team. I'm 80% certain this is how my team's going to look. It's going to basically look exactly the same, except for the one transfer. I'm going to bring in Chilwell or James, and Veltman's coming out, and that's going to leave me with 10 players. Captain wise, captain's a tough one this game week. I'm not going to lie. I've looked at it, and it's a toss up, in my opinion, between Saka, Odegaard, and Harry Kane. Those are the 3 really. Obviously, Tony could score against Leicester, and they are at home. Crystal Palace leaking goals. That's the thing. Crystal Palace leaking goals. So I could go for an Arsenal midfielder who are top. Then you got Kane at Southampton. Southampton are bottom, so there's still a lot of decisions. And then I've got the goalkeeping decision to make. I don't know what to do there either. So decisions. Not 100% sure on the goalkeeping one. More confident about the transfer to make though. So that's how my team is going to pretty much look then for game week 28. So then, that's the wildcard team that I'll do if I could wildcard in game week 28. Now, there's 11 players, like I said, playing in game week 28. 29, there's only 12 double game weekers, but you could easily change that. If you want to take Zinchenko out and change it for a double game weeker, that would add another one. Or if you want to take Saka out, wouldn't recommend it, you could do that. And same with Erling Haaland, wouldn't do that though. I feel like that is probably the best team to go for. Let me know if you disagree or agree, which player you think I've missed out. I do hope you like that video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one. And there you go, so that's my team selection then for game week 28. I don't know why in my head I've got that feeling where I'm missing out something, missing somebody out. I think this has got to be just due to the lack of time where I can plan between 27 and 28. So no doubt I've missed out somebody else gone, oh, he could have got an hat-trick there. So anyway, I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.